Hi, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome to another episode of Couch Conversations with Caviar. I'm Donnita, and let's get into it. Hi, y'all. So, this episode, we are covering Stranger Things and All Her Fault. Stranger Things on Netflix and All Her Fault on Peacock. These two shows I have been binging over the last few days up into last night's Stranger Things finale. Crazy. So I want to go over all of these things. But first, let's get into our caviar. So today I'm doing something a little different. So I have obviously my caviar, my white sturgeon, as I always do. But this time I made a little bit of like a nacho caviar thing going on here. So I have a bed of chips. These are like my favorite barbecue chips from Whole Foods. It's called Boulder barbecue chips. Gosh, if I can open the Lord. But I like Boulder because they don't use like the unhealthy oils. Sometimes they use like olive oil and avocado oil on their chips, so I like eating theirs. So I have here my white sturgeon and my pearl spoon. Make sure you have your pearl spoon, guys. And I'm gonna mix this up a little bit so I don't put too much on my spoon, because sometimes I just get a little heavy-handed. So I'm gonna drop them every so often. I'm not gonna do too much because I don't want the caviar to overheat, because caviar is supposed to stay chilled. So we're just gonna do a little bit for now, and then I'll put more later if I want it. We'll close it. Make sure you close it tight. You put it back in there, and let's share a yummy bite together. Look at that. Never gonna go wrong with that. It's always light, in the barbecue just adds another flavor on top of it. One of my favorite snacks, by the way. So, Stranger Things, right? I know I've been seeing all the discourse about the plot holes, the horrible writing, and how a lot of the characters weren't developed as much, especially Lucas and his sister. Like, I've been agreeing with all of the discourse. Like, I agree. I think this season, Stranger Things 5, it was missing a lot. Like, a lot was missing. Also, I just feel like the heart just wasn't there. I don't know if they were rushed or if like they just had to produce this during like COVID and it kind of made things hard. I don't know, but something definitely was missing, because I felt like I was such a huge Stranger Things fan. Like, I was an avid fan, and I still am. Like, it's still a great franchise at the end of the day. Like, it did an amazing job. We cannot discredit the amazing job that it did. And I wouldn't even say it was bad as the ending of Game of Thrones, because the way Game of Thrones ended poorly, like, that reaction was visceral. Like, y'all went in on them. We just was a little disappointed with how it ended. So I would say, from my perspective, I didn't like that there were a few plot holes that were confusing, and I didn't know why certain things were happening. Like, the whole Will coming out scene, I don't really know why that was needed, or if it was needed and it was Vecna speaking through Will, why wasn't that addressed like in the finale? Or like, why? I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't even like addressed fully. And I feel like we gave them too much to even speculate like, oh, Vecna's speaking through Will and they're gonna reveal something else. Like, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't answered. And I'm not gonna lie, half of the episode I was not paying attention because I ended up making a caviar snack and was filming that content. So I could have missed it, and I will go back and rewatch because maybe I did miss it. I could watch it today. Today is New Year's that I'm filming this, and I could watch it when I'm eating my New Year's dinner, I guess. But all in all, the Will scene, I just feel like it wasn't needed. Like, yeah, I mean, hey, he could have came out to them and whatever, but it's just, I was like, what is the need for this scene? And why is it so long? And then, yeah, there was a plot hole when he said when we went to go get milkshakes, and then they were saying like, oh, that's been a convenience store since he was little, so how did he go get milkshakes and it's been a convenience store since he's been born? I would have liked to have that answered, but maybe the answer is Vecna saw himself in Will, and that was his way of coming out too. I don't know. That was a plot hole that I didn't feel like was answered. Then I feel like Lucas' little sister, what was her name? Vira? Y'all should know by now. I'm bad with names. I always forget characters' names. But Lucas' little sister, right? The one that has the slick mouth, and she's so funny. And she tell everybody off. I love her. She's like my favorite character on the show. I feel like her character really wasn't fully developed either, because it was like in, Stranger Things 5, she was helping, like she was smart, she was helping, she was witty, whatever. But it was like, okay, where is this coming from? Like, we haven't even really seen, we don't even know you like that. Like, we haven't even seen you fully developed. Like, we don't even know your backstory. We don't know why you like science so much, because apparently in Stranger Things 5 it looks like she was like really interested in science and learning about the wormhole, and I feel like we were kind of robbed of that. Like, we didn't really get to know her, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like her character was just like kind of like a sidekick character, which I guess that was intended. I don't know. But that was another thing that was kind of annoying. Another thing that was annoying to me was, y'all already know I don't remember their names. They dated. They're the two that got caught in the room that was melting. They passed out after the explosion. They went down into this little thing that looked like an office, and it was melting. Them two, I feel like they had too much camera time for me, because their story was so boring. I'm not gonna lie, no hate, no shade to the actors, no shade, but their storyline was so boring to me. I could not stand not 1 second of their romance in their relationship. I really was over it, and I feel like they low-key could have died in that room when it melted. Like, I don't think that would, honestly, that would have helped the story a little better, because it's like, okay, we would have had some emotion behind it. We would have been like, oh my god, we gotta kill Vecna because he killed our homies, like, I just feel like it wasn't any, like, I don't know. Yeah, you want to kill Vecna because he's ruining the world, he's gonna take over the world, I don't know, but they were pointless. I honestly feel like Stranger Things 5 was missing the whole point of horror. Is people gonna die, you're gonna kill some people off, like, characters are going to die, and characters are not going to make it to the end and be the final girl. I feel like everybody in Stranger Things was the final girl because they wanted everybody to feel good. No, that's not horror. Like, you gotta kill somebody. Like, certain people die, yeah. Even the guy, what was the guy, the grocery guy, that his whole character in the show was him delivering stuff to them that they needed in like their missions. He could have died. Like, his character was not needed at the end to fight. I mean, yeah, he delivered his last thing. He could deliver his last thing and then got eaten by a Demogorgon. I wouldn't have batted an eye. Okay? He was not needed. I done worked up a... Let's do another yummy pie. Cause people got me hot. We up here shocked that Elle died. I don't get why everybody's shocked that Elle died. I wasn't shocked. I was like, okay, somebody has to die. Like, and then at the end, when what's the boy? Mike. When Mike was saying when they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, I ain't gonna lie, that scene was so emotional. It kind of got me emotional. When he was saying that he imagined Elle did a invisibility thing and then went on, and she in a foreign land, some beautiful land, living on the road, whatever. I don't think that's true. Like, I think Elle really died. Like, I think she really died with the world, which I can live with. I don't want Elle to be alive, because why? She doesn't belong in that world anymore. We've gotten past it. I think she should have died. If Elle did die, then great. I don't think she should be alive, but I understand why Mike was doing the whole imagination thing. He just can't bear the thought of her being dead. But oh my god, when I tell you that scene with Will mom Joyce cutting Vecna's head off, that got me. I even teared up. I started to tear up, and I was like, this is why Stranger Things was such a successful franchise, successful show. They know how to pull on your heartstrings like that. Now that scene, chef's kiss. I have no notes on that scene right there. That was beautiful. Them calling back to all the previous seasons of what people went through and what Vecna took from them, or what stress Vecna put them through. And she was just axing every time, just whacking them. That was amazing for me. Honestly, we could have ended on that note and I would have been a-okay. But I did like the Mike scene with the D&D when they were playing, and he said the story about Elle and how she's living in a far off land and blah blah blah. That was beautiful too. It was very emotional. Like, I'm really gonna miss these kids. Like, I'm gonna miss these kids. We've been with Stranger Things for how long? Like, isn't it almost 10 years? Like, probably over 10 years. I don't know, but wow. It's the end. It's really the end. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I'm gonna miss these kids. I'm gonna miss that feeling. And this is why cinema is important. It brings us all together, and like, we're all talking about this on the internet and like conversing about this show, about these kids. Like, it's beautiful. It was a beautiful ending, and I think they did a good job. And I know a lot of critics were talking about how bad it was, but I think it still ended well for me. Like, I still had my emotions there, and I still felt complete at the end. Like, I feel like if I went in and watched it and didn't feel complete at the end, I would be mad. But no, I feel like it ended well. And yeah, I honestly feel like, a lot of the characters could have died, like a lot of the side people. And then the older kids, like, and I don't even remember their name, like the older ones that helped them, like the siblings, stuff like that. I don't even remember their name, child. Like, they could have died. Okay. No, that's dark, but I'm a horror fan. I watch horror all the time, so I live with my favorite characters dying, which I'm going to talk about in another episode. Yes. But yeah, I think Stranger Things did a great job. I think it was good, and I love all the discourse about people saying Lucas, how Vecna didn't visit Lucas' house because he covered by the Holy Ghost, and he got a praying mama. I said, I know that's right. He probably had a praying mother, and she said, "You will not enter my home." Okay, so I think it ended well. Hoorah, child. Hoorah. That's all I can say about that. All Her Fault on Peacock. If you have not watched this show yet, you are missing out. I encourage everyone to stop what they're doing immediately and go binge watch that show. I'm so sad that it's a limited series because it was so good. Like, I need to figure out the creator of the show, and I need to tell them, you need to make another limited series, because what? That show was so good. It is sort of like a whodunit as well. And if you know me, you know by now, I love a whodunit. I'm obsessed with whodunit shows, whodunit movies, whatever, because I try to figure out who it is before they reveal it. But 10 out of 10, no notes on All Her Fault. And it's very interesting that they named it All Her Fault when, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, please don't watch this. Don't watch any further. Pause this, go watch it, and then come back to this episode. But for those of you who have watched the show, I'm gonna proceed. But I find it very interesting that they named it All Her Fault when in the end it wasn't even a woman's fault. It was a man's fault. So I don't know if they named it that because they wanted to like trip us up or like trick us into thinking that it was the kidnapper, the girl that kidnapped the kid all along, like it was all her fault. But essentially it wasn't all her fault. She was kind of like vindicated in the end, like, yeah, he stole her child. So, of course, she's going to come back and try to get her kid. That was crazy. The reveal at the end was insane. I kind of had an inkling that the father couldn't be trusted because he just did some crazy stuff. Like, it was just too much revealing of him, like, being crazy. It was too much. Like, first, the reveal of him causing the detrimental accident of his brother, and his brother is now not even able to walk. Like, he is literally in a wheelchair for the rest of his life because you did something in their childhood and then you blame the sister. All of y'all life, y'all been thinking the sister is the reason why your brother is paralyzed from the waist down, and the whole time it was your fault. Like, that right there gave me a red flag of like, okay, obviously this man cannot be trusted. Something is not okay up there. He's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? He was crazy. So from there, that's when I started side-eyeing him. But then it was just like all these other side characters coming into play that kind of was tripping me up. Which is why I think they did such a great job with like the whodunit of it all. Like, it's just so much I could say about just the characters. So I'll start with that. Yeah. Let's start with the characters. What I really enjoyed was each character within that nucleus family, where it's the mom and dad, the sister and brother, and the business partner. I love that all of those characters were like full-bodied characters. Like, we knew their weakness, we knew their past, we knew more about them. Like, we just knew things, and I felt like, okay, this person could have done it because of their past, or I said, okay, this person obviously couldn't have been a part of it because they're a vulnerable, weak person. I felt like that about the husband's sister. I felt like she couldn't have had anything to do with it because she was just like this docile, or like, maybe docile isn't the word. I just felt like she was not a strong character. So like, she just wasn't strong enough to even plan something like that, or like be that devious. But they did trip me up when they were talking about that Easter episode, right? When it was Easter, and they said, the sister, the business partner, and the brother said that they all left the house on Easter. That was when the little boy's frog went missing, right? Now, this is a show, I'm kind of going all over the place, but this is a show that does great callbacks to something that happened. So like, the Easter incident happened, and then towards the end, I think it was like the finale episode, they called back to where how that frog went missing, right? I think that's what was missing in Stranger Things. Like, there was no callback to like, oh, they did this, or this happened when this happened. We're seeing it happen, and that's why that happened, or that's why that went missing, or, you know, it just wasn't a callback for me personally. And I'm sure other people, because I've been hearing the TikTok commentary. But back to All Her Fault. So I found it interesting, and that's where they did trip me up a little bit on the episode when they talked about the frog that went missing and was found at the kidnappers' apartment that they were staying at. They were like, oh, only us 5 were at the house. Nobody else visited, nobody left, blah 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 blah. The wife later on finds out that the 3 of them did leave. The sister, the business partner, and the brother. They left, right? Then the brother was like, yeah, I left, but I have an alibi. I went to, he went to a facility or something like that for paralyzed people. So he was like, I went there, but they went somewhere else. So you're going to have to check with them. That's when I was like, okay, wait, is the business partner shady? Like, what is going on? But then it turned out to be he wasn't shady. He was just a suffering gambling addict. He was a gambling addict, and he relapsed and stole money from the wife's business, and yeah, went from there. And then I was like, dang, not the black guy dying. Not a black guy, only character dying. Well, he's not the only character that's dying, but on the main cast, the black person is the one that died. So, which I was okay with him dying, because I'm like, anyway. What I really, really, really loved about All Her Fault was the finale episode. Everything unfolding at once. When I tell you, I was glued to the screen. I was glued. It was so good that I was like, wow, they brought everything together. And even the detective, even at the end, him like basically saying like, I know you purposely killed your husband, but I'm not even gonna come after you because I know that he was a monster. I know that he kidnapped this child, but unfortunately you have raised this child to think that you're his birth mother. So I'm not even gonna. Hey, he basically was like, I'm not even gonna go after you on this, but just know that I know, but know that my conscience is good. So I don't even have to go after you on this. And for that, I respect that detective. But wow, it was crazy. Whole reveal at the end with the wreck. Now, in the beginning, when he asked her, the wife, when they came home with the baby, he was like, are you good? Are you sore? Whatever. Like, are you good? And she was like, oh, I'm fully healed. I thought she meant she fully healed, like with her birth. Child, whole time they got in a wreck with the lady. Their real child passed away, unfortunately, in the wreck, and he stole the person they hit's child. I thought that was insane. I was like, wow, this reveal is crazy. So I really just enjoyed All Her Fault. The writing was amazing. The arguments, like, I feel like All Her Fault has to be a masterclass in like making a good limited series, because I know limited series aren't really sold that often. Like, they're not really produced that often because, like, obviously it's a limited series, so it's not gonna like continuously make you money. But it was just so good for cinema. Like, I feel like it has to be studied somehow. I want to rewatch it, honestly, just for the dialogue alone. The dialogue is so good, with the arguments, with the reveals, like, and the girl that she lost her baby, which was tragic. It was very tragic that she lost her child in that wreck. Well, she didn't lose her child. Her child was stolen from her. But it was very interesting how she had that condition. What's it called? Statesia or something like that. She had that condition, and then the child, he also had that condition, and it was inherited, and that's how she knew that was her child the whole time. But her father, oh my god, her father was ruthless, but she trusted him because she thought she could. But yeah, All Her Fault, 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched it yet, please go watch it, because it was just such an enjoyment, such an enjoyable cinematic experience. That is all for today's episode of Couch Conversations with Caviar. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you also enjoyed Stranger Things and All Her Fault. If you haven't watched either one of those, I hope this episode encouraged you to watch it, because so good. I have been so fed this year, well, 2025 in 2025 with cinema. Like, wow, what great cinema that we've enjoyed thus far for 2025. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that 2026 is much better, and I'm excited for it. If you loved this episode, please like, share, subscribe, comment below also any points of Stranger Things and All Her Fault that you enjoyed or that you want to discuss further. I would love to talk more about this. I am a nerd about anything cinema, as you guys know, so please make sure you comment, and also follow me on social media. Comment there. I will talk to you guys there as well. And I hope you come back for a next episode. Peace out, guys. Bye.